Howdy everybody, and welcome to another video with me, Craig Bryant, and welcome to Newcastle, where an Ryanair Azuma is just pulling in behind me. It is bank holiday weekend, and I thought, why don't we do let's take some things off. Firstly, I've never been on a Lumo before. Lumo is one of the open access operators, which runs on the East Coast main line. So the LNER just behind me was the government franchise, which was then taken over by the government. So it was a private operator beforehand, then it was nationalised. But then they've added these open access operators which can run on the same lines as well. I think one of the things that Lumo has to do is they have to stop at Morpeth. So we'll be stopping at Morpeth. But yes, we'll be getting on the Lumo up to Edinburgh. And then when we're in Edinburgh, I'm going to be taking the Edinburgh trams. I want to get on the extension, which I know is like a year old now, but I want to go up to Newhaven because I've not done that yet. And we'll just have a little raj around. So if that sounds good to you, please stay tuned, and I will see you when the Lumo pulls in. Shout out to my mate Josh, who told us about the vestibules at the end of these Lumos are absolutely brilliant. They've got two seats that fold down, they're actually really comfortable. The train is absolutely packed, so I'll just tell you what the crack is here. I just don't want to be annoyed at the guy next to us, so I brought my little packed lunch and I'm going to eat it here in the vestibule. Also, as Steve Marshall always says in these videos, the best thing about the vestibule is you can dive either side if you see something, and the problem with my seat is I'm on the left hand side going north, and everybody knows you should be on the right hand side to get the views of the sea, which will be coming up later on in the trip. So I think I might just stay here. I've only got an hour left till Edinburgh, so I'm going to stay here. I'm going to scran my food, yes, and enjoy the sights. But I must say, I'm very impressed for a busy train. It is silent. I don't know what it is with the clientele today, but everybody is like genuinely silent. It's really quite pleasant, and the seats have got these headrests on either side, which are really comfortable. So I am actually quite impressed. Final thing to say, the acceleration on these bad boys. I know they're a Hitachi 300 series. Like, what is this? Like an 802 or an 807? I'll put it down the bottom. They're all the same though. But the acceleration on this one, even compared to I know a 10 car Azuma, this is a 5 car, but they pull away so fast. Anyway, I'm going to enjoy the beautiful views of the Northumberland countryside and the Scottish borders, which will be coming up soon. Hula hoops with the view. Bon appetit. Josh has been calling the vestibule Lumo first class because these trains have no first class, it's all standard class, and I've got to fully agree. This is absolutely wonderful. I sort of don't want the secret to get out, but if you want free first class, just come sit in the vestibule and hopefully nobody else joins you, and you'll have a whale of a time like me. I've got windows on both sides, I'm eating first class food like hula hoops and a sandwich from Sainsbury's. It really is the life. This is so good. Highly recommend the vestibule. This is Marshall Meadows, which is the most northerly point of England, and the border should be coming up soon. There is a marker, but I'll probably miss it, so just look out for it. I'll freeze on screen if I do see it though. There it was. And they've just done a tannoy announcement saying that instead of a trolley service, because they're running out of time, they're just going to put the trolley in the middle of the train, and if you wanted like a hot drink, just go to them. Don't you just love it when people use common sense? It's brilliant. Loads of places would have been like, oh, we don't have time for the trolley service, so let's just get away, we're not doing it. But they've thought about that, which is brilliant. I love that. I love it when companies and when the staff just use a bit of common sense, so people can have refreshments on here. There's obviously no catering car when it's all standard class like that, but there is normally a trolley service which will come through like being on an aeroplane. But today you can just go in the middle of the train. I'm not going to get anything though because I'm a cheapskate and I'm going to eat my packed lunch. Accessible toilet, and it's right next to the accessible seats as well, so not far to go on there. Massive actually. End of the service, come all the way from London, so you will find a little bit of toilet paper all over because it's shaking about, but let's see the disaster that this toilet will be. Not too bad actually, not too bad. The water working. There is soap, there's soap. Your hand under here. There is water. Oh yeah. 3 for 3, not too bad. We have arrived in Edinburgh. As you can see, there's my train behind me. And just to sum up my thoughts there, it was a lovely, actually pleasantly surprised for something that some people call the Ryanair of the rails. I thought it was incredibly comparable to LNER, apart from having a first class. Would highly recommend you go to sit in the vestibule. Only a few minor sort of things to say. It was a little bit warm. I thought it was a little bit too hot. The aircon didn't seem to be working, sort of made you feel a little bit sick by the end of it. What else was there? I don't think there was anything else to say. Yeah, just the bins were overflowing, but it was right at the end of a long journey from London to Edinburgh. So other than that, it was absolutely fine. Would recommend it. So I'm gonna go and dump my bags off and might get on the tram later today, so the video will continue. or I will do the trams tomorrow. I didn't think I was going to do a room review, but now that I've come in, I've got to do it, man. So I'm staying at the Hub by Premier Inn, which is like one of their sub-brands. They've got a Zip by Premier Inn, but they're only in Cardiff. But the Hubs by Premier Inn are in Edinburgh and London, and they're like a smaller, and basically for the capital cities, they want to cram in more rooms. You can either get like a larger room or just the standard room. I've stayed here before, but in the larger room, this was like ages ago when Rachel lived in Edinburgh and I wanted to come and see her. So I've come into a standard room, and it is what I expected. Basically, you're not guaranteed a window. So I've got this like light box thing, but it is absolutely lovely. I just booked this absolutely ages ago when it was cheap as chips. That's one of the reasons why I came to Edinburgh. I was like, the train was really cheap and on sale, and this room was really cheap as well. But it's got everything you need apart from a window. What a massive TV. You've got quite a large bed. Now, I think that's like probably a double actually. I think that is probably a double. I wouldn't say that's a queen, but obviously if you're on your own, that's absolutely fine. Maybe with two people, it would be a little bit of a squeeze. It's very, very compact. Like even the ceiling's quite low as well. But you've got everything that you need though, don't you? You've got some hangers, coat hangers. You've got a hairdryer, which is pretty cool. You've got aircon, which you desperately need in something like this. I am absolutely sweating because I've walked all the way from Waverley straight here at like 100 mile an hour as well, trying to get past the tourists. But this is one of the other cool things. It's like the bathroom is basically in it. So like there's the glass and there's your bed there. So you have to be very friendly with someone. But if you're gonna stay in a hotel, that's what's gonna be happening anyway. So yes, you've got to be prepared to have a shower with somebody being able to see you through there. But it is lovely. Look at this. Nice double shower head. You've got your Bayliss and Harden. I do like the lime green as well. I think the lime green goes really well. You've got a sink. It's even got a little sign there that says psst, bins in here. So you've got a little bin down there. Toilet, looking good. And in terms of storage, you've got this cool little under your bed sort of thing. So I'll be putting my bag in there. You've got yourself a little seat. Not be using that. And you never get this in an actual Premier Inn, but a glass of water, which is very nice. So yes, there is the Hub by Premier Inn. I'm going to get freshened up and then I'm going to head out on the trams. One thing that I've just missed because the pillows were in the way, I remember this actually from when I stayed in the other room, but this is where all your controls are. So in terms of like turning the lights on, that's a bigger light, that's mood lighting, that's even moodier lighting. That's actually pretty cool, that one. And that is light off there, that is pretty cool. I love this though. You've got your do not disturb button on here. So that there's a light outside the room when you came in, and so that's what that's on. And then you've also got your aircon controls there as well. 21 degrees, boiling, get that down. Oh, only goes to 18. You can tell I'm a Geordie because that is absolutely roasting. But yeah, lovely, cool room. All showered, just had a bit of a chill as well, bit of a lie down, and I'm ready to hit the town. And by hitting the town, I mean, I'm going to go to the nearest tram stop, which is the West End. I have done a video, it's part of like another video when I get on Ryanair to Prague, which is the tram going from Waverley Station all the way out to the airport. So I'm not going to do that bit just to not repeat it. So I'm going to go on the extension, which is the rest of Line 1. I'll talk about that a little bit later, which is going all the way out to Newhaven. So that's what I'm going to go and do now. Edinburgh is just unbelievably gorgeous, isn't it? I just absolutely love these stone buildings. I didn't think I'd be finishing this video next to a ferry, but I just can't help myself. Behind me is the Spirit of Tasmania 4. What a massive behemoth of a ferry that is. The reason it's not in Tasmania, by the way, in Australia, is because the link spans haven't been built yet that can accommodate it. So the old ones basically are too small. So if you think ferry fiascos only happen in Scotland, think again, because this bad boy's just been built in Finland and it has never seen a day's commercial service. And instead it's sitting here at the Port of Leith in Edinburgh. So please come down. I don't know when it's going to leave, but please come down to see it, because it is absolutely huge. And I don't have any plans to go to Australia in the near future, so this might be as close to a Spirit of Tasmania I will ever get to. It is absolutely gorgeous. So just to say, the trams, it was absolutely class. It's really great to see that extension, and also the extension is built in a way where basically it can continue to Granton, to West Pilton, and then down on some disused railways, which are basically cycle tracks now, all the way back into the city centre, basically joining up with where I got on at the west end of Edinburgh, near Haymarket, basically. So, yep, just to say, the tap on, tap off is also live now in May 2025. I've just used that, dead easy to use. Anyway, if you've enjoyed this video, thank you so much for watching. Please give it a like below, it massively helps. Leave a comment if you like the trams as well, and please subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.